Well, no, I'm gonna tag. Oh, hello, 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 everybody.
Hi, y'all.
It's Dee
Thank you.
and Bree. Yes, we are. Look, we're doing some things a little bit differently today. We have royalty in the house with us today. Yes, 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 and we're welcome. We're happy. We're welcoming her. We're happy she's here. What we're getting ready to do is share, 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 because the message that is going to go forth today. Okay, I sound like a church. The message that's gonna go forth today, yeah, um, is one that is so needed. I had some individuals hit me when they saw our topic and they were like, oh, like, I need that. I need that. I need that. And I was like, well, I'm glad to hear that. So, what we're going to do now is before we actually get started too far in, I am going to plug our um, I'm going to plug our sponsor with an S.
Right.
And then we're just going to jump right in. I want to start out with NotSoVanilla Weddings. Yeah, that is our whatever kind of ceremony you want official. Whether it's collaring, whether it's commitment, whether it's a wedding, whatever type of ceremony you want to have done, connect with NotSoVanilla Weddings, and they are open to your customized needs. So you can find them on Facebook. Just go in it at NotSoVanilla Weddings, and you will find them. The next sponsor is Fetishized Confections. That is some of the best baked goods you will find. And they customize as well, whether it is, for adult parties or for your children's birthday. So either way, you are still good to go. Contact them. They will customize whatever it is that you desire. So fetishizedconfections.com. They do have a Facebook page as well. Finally, we have, and I think this may be my actual heart and soul favorite because of what they do, Indiana People of Color Social Club. And they service the whole person. But they are very intentional with being inclusive of the LGBTQ community and the BDSM, those who practice the lifestyle. And they are very intentional with that because a lot of times people are bullied beyond belief in ways that people cannot even imagine about stuff that don't even have anything to do with them. But anyway, okay, that's my rant. But you can find them on Facebook at Indiana People of Color Social Club. And today we're talking anxiety and depression. No, I don't think I'm gonna have a prospect. I don't think I'm gonna have. I don't think. Don't look at me like that. Just because I tend to be on the soft side, on the inside. See how she tried to put me on blast on the food. Just
I have not said a word.
It's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. Nah. But
As y'all
back
can
to
tell,
all
this is gonna be a
seriousness.
good one.
This is going to be fun. This is going to. I know we're having a very serious conversation, but we're also going to try to keep it at times where you know people are open to coming on and commenting, and I'm gonna put the um, hello, Miss Nefertari. How are you, dear? Um, I'm gonna put the number up here, so if anyone wants to call in, they are welcome to do so. And it is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So we have Miss Brianna.
Sharing at different groups.
Oh, you're sharing right now too? Yes, that's what we're doing. We are sharing. Sharing is caring. Hello, how are you, Miss Annette? How are you today?
They're sharing. I'm working.
Evening. Yeah, because that's what we do.
Yeah,
That's
this
what we
thing
do.
called life.
We multitask. That is what we do. So we're going to talk again, like I said, about the topic of anxiety and depression. And I want to start by, and I'm going to allow our guest to introduce herself. But at the same time, I am going to, okay, nothing. It's just I'm going to say this about her to her face. I'm going to tell her how proud we are of you. The growth in the last 2 years is beyond. And we find ourselves cheesing like I'm doing now, like a Cheshire cat, when we see you posting about all the awesome things that you have going on in your life, while still being a business owner, while still being a mom,
yes, right?
And all of that good stuff. So
in this thing called life,
and yes, living this thing called life. So I'm going to kind of defer to you and allow you the opportunity to tell everyone why you have on this beautiful crown.
Yes.
Absolutely. My name is Brianna Bible, and I am a contestant in Miss Essence World Elite. I am competing for Queen Lotus Elite, and I'm using my platform to advocate for other women, particularly women over 30 that are struggling with anxiety and depression. And I want to use my platform to show other women that anybody can be fearless, anybody can be a pageant girl.
Even me with my knock knees and my pigeon toes and my little sexy gap, I can do it too.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to start a pageant called the Gap Tooth Divas.
As one of the girls in the pageant, she has a gap.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And she's a model.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well,
See,
they not pigeon toed, knock knee toes.
you don't know. You don't know.
Bet you not.
You don't know. You don't know.
That would be the way that would actually probably be my platform, where you deal with, because I was picked on a lot growing up, because I've had actually a couple of surgeries on my leg. And because of excessive calcium buildup, my right leg, actually grew from the knee down like at a 45-degree angle. So they had to do surgery to straighten it. But you know how cruel children can be. So when you talk about anxiety, when you talk about depression, for me, growing up, I dealt with it, but because I was so feisty, it was just like, I'm gonna get this off me. So I was not using a healthy method of addressing my emotions and what I felt. That's the so when you were thinking about the platform that you wanted to bring awareness to, what actually prompted you to go in the direction of anxiety and depression?
Well, basically, I really wanted to find something that was relatable to me, and like I said before, the pageant kind of just fell upon me. So I really wanted it to be something that really resonated and affected me personally, So it's really about helping me get through my own anxiety and my own fear because at the time that I came across the pageant, I was having anxiety in my business, and it was really crippling. It was just so crippling where I just, it was times where I was doing my photo shoots, and it was times right before the photo shoot where I was just so full of anxiety. Like I would start seeing all these other girls and all these other models, and I'm like, I'm not even a model. I'm just here as somebody that's just trying to, push myself to be comfortable in front of the camera. But doing that is scary sometimes.
Girl, but to see
So,
the results of your doggone pictures, because Hunty, when I tell you just the ones that you did for leading up to your birthday, oh my goodness, I was like, ooh,
yeah.
yes.
So
So
what a lot of people don't know is that I had intentionally at the beginning of the year, last year I was full of so much. Just I was so unsure of myself. I wasn't confident at all. So this year, January 1st, I had did a boudoir photo shoot, and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna start this year out. Just that was my goal, was to be confident in myself. I'm just gonna push myself to be confident. If it was like taking pictures, I'm like really being in front of the camera, I'm gonna do it. Just being it. Then we had did our. I was on a podcast. That was another thing. I had did the podcast with you guys. I was so nervous, being in front of the camera and stuff like that. Now it's getting better for me now today. So, that was part of it.
but well, let me just say this to you. You hide it well, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I think.
You hide it well because, well, I'm gonna just say that you live with it well. I'm not gonna say
Right.
you hide it.
Really
Right.
You
live
live
with
with it
Mhm.
well
Mm-hmm.
because we are all anxious about something.
Mhm.
It may be, when you're dating somebody, okay, is he gonna have something to say because I don't nibble on my food when we go out to eat and I just go ahead and eat my food like that I ordered, or is he gonna be like, well, dang, you don't eat at all, because we're all self-conscious about something.
Mhm.
So I want to commend you because, honey, when I say you slayed that you,
Even I'm telling you, it has been even crippling to me to even be able to take compliments. Well, so sometimes like even though I believe in myself and I see everything, that you guys see in me, I'm just now getting to that place where I'm like, man, you know what? I really can't be this person. Like I'm just now feeling going through this pageant and meeting these other ladies and using my platform. I'm just now feeling like, man, I really can be this person that I've been thinking that I could be this whole time, and it gets a little scary. Yeah.
well, life is a scary thing to live. So how have you actually gone about? I know you say you push. So how have you gone about kind of making it a point to not become stagnant, to not, you know, succumb to the fear because it's so
Mhm.
it's
I think what I did was when I started being more aware of it, I started reaching out to people to try to test myself and see, okay, well maybe let me try talking to somebody. Let me try to see what might work for me. And so when that didn't work, I was like, okay, I can't always listen to what everybody else tells me what to do. You know, people will tell you, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I had to be okay with myself and where I was at. You know,
yes,
in my life. You know, I had to quit stressing about, because I was stressed about my business and where I was at with my business. I was stressed about, you know, entrepreneurs. You know, who can I trust? Who is with me? Who is for me? Who's against me? You know, I was struggling with trying to be transparent, trying to be true to be myself. So I had to just be like, you know, let me just take a pause and be okay where I am in my life, in my business. And I just said, I'm going to pause. I was okay with pausing here so I can work in this area. So I said, okay, I'm going to pause my business so I can work on myself. So I can be a better version of myself in my business. So I had to just kind of be okay. You know, that was just it for me. I said, you know what? I'm okay with where I'm at right now. I'm not, you know, I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a race with nobody. You know, I'm just whenever I have to really just do it for myself.
I like what you just said. I am not in a race with anybody.
Because, you know, we believe one of the biggest things, you know, I'm not in competition with anybody but myself.
Yes.
Right.
I am competing to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday, every day, that I was this morning.
Woo! Yeah, all of that. Yes. And see, the crazy part about that is when you start talking about challenging yourself, that, you know, now, I'm not going to speak for you ladies. For me, I'm my biggest critic. I can do something for somebody, or I can, whatever the case may be, and then I will be the one, they'll be fine with it. I will be the one that is just like crazy in the head. Like, no, that wasn't, that I should have, or, why didn't I? Or, you know, and I find myself double and triple, you know, guessing the decision to do this versus this, or this. But they're satisfied. They're happy. They've gone about their business. So it's like, you know, I find myself, even now, there are times where I'm like when, case in point, to do the promo for today's show, I was like, "Pretty simple, beautiful." Because I've told you from day one, I love your beautiful eyes. I have told you that since the very first time I laid eyes on you. And we had one of the comments. It's like, I see beautiful black melanin popping tonight. Yes, ma'am, Miss Annette. It is definitely popping. But I was like, I want others to be able to see that you that. And I had like 4 different versions of the image, the final image that, and I was like, nope, that ain't it. Nope, that ain't it. Nope, that ain't it.
Yeah, that was definitely the one.
Yeah, so you know, and so it is. So when that last image came about, it was like, you know how you just get that feeling of that's it. And when I saw it, I'm gonna tell you why I was like, that's it, because I looked at our topic, and then I looked at that smile, and it was like the contrast of that big, beautiful smile, but we're talking about anxiety and depression. So how many of us actually are fighting behind
it? I definitely am. I'm definitely learning that I've got so many. So as I'm like peeling back these layers and I'm learning stuff about myself, this is dope, you know. So yes.
What is your favorite thing that you've learned about me?
My favorite thing that I've learned about me is that I can keep going. Like literally, it's to keep going. Because I never thought, I just even as a kid, you know, and just going through different things that I've been through, I didn't think that I would be able to keep going. You know, it was like, okay, I always feel like, you know, I'm going to get to a stopping point. I don't think I can do it. You know, I don't think I can do this. Like, even in my business, there's times when I was doing things and me, you know, and it's just like, I can do this. I got this, you know. So it's truly, it's been to keep going for me. It's been just my just willingness to keep trying to find myself, you know,
Pushing past.
and then pushing past. Then my truth. Just I want to be able to my outside. I want my inside to match my outside. You know that the smile. I want to feel happy on the inside. It match. You know what I'm saying?
Because you kind of, because I tell you, you live with it. With if you didn't say a word, people would never.
I think that, and I think a lot of people that. Oh, I'll say that I do that too. Especially with being leaders, you know, I always felt like, okay, being in a leadership role, how can I? Because I literally, a lot of people may not apply for me, you know, out loud, but I have a lot of people that reach out to me personally and in my inbox, and hey, you are really inspiring me, you know, that I really see what you're doing, and I'm like, man, how can I be an impact on somebody when I'm going through my own stuff? You know what I mean? And I had to be like, you know, let me use myself as an example. You know what I mean?
As I said, that's probably the reason why you're being so impactful, because we all know that we are all living, as you say, this thing called life.
Yeah, exactly.
But in spite of living this thing called life, especially the people that know you on a more personal level, those that know you on a personal level, but then they see you persevere, it's like the inspiration.
Yeah.
It's like, if Bree can do it, I can do it. Bree's my girl. And if she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah. And also another thing that I think that, well, I know that I did is I always feel like, oh, well, I know everybody else is going through stuff, you know, but so I'm like, I don't want to, you know, burden nobody with what I'm going through because everybody is going through things, you know. But then it's like, oh man, I still need to be a pep, you know. So I think sometimes that I find that sometimes that keeps me from reaching out to people or, you know, letting people know what's going on in my life, you know, and then that's what causes me to be more anxious, you know. It's like, oh, nobody realize that I'm going through something right now. Ain't nobody tell that I ain't been posting on social media. Ain't nobody called me.
Yeah, we can tell. Look, trust me, we can tell. Cause look, cause me, Key, and Sugar, we quick. We was like, hey, look, little sis been kind of MIA lately. Anybody talk to her? Anybody heard from her? Anybody?
Yeah.
And
so I had to really be like, okay, I had to be okay with having this moment to myself, and not be like, okay, it's not saying that you know, out. You know, I'm just taking a break. You know what I'm saying?
See, we all need that. Yes. We all need that. And sometimes I see things, but I don't reach out to people because sometimes people genuinely want to deal with whatever they're dealing with. But then two, sometimes people, and I'm just a firm believer, if people want you in their business, they'll contact you. But I will, and you know, I'm quick to turn around and say, hey, thinking about you. You got this. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is, you got this. You good. You got it.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe it just like that because my thing is, I don't have to know what's going on with you to encourage. Yeah. I don't have to know what's going on with you to turn around and say, look, I've noticed that you've been a little bit quiet lately. But whatever it is, remember, you got this because it's dark right now, but the sun will shine.
And it always does. It always does. I can't say that. You know, once I get through that, it's like, I got through this. And it really does get better.
And the funny part is a lot of times we don't realize we've gotten through it until we've gotten through it and we think that, hold up, I'm not dealing with XYZ ABC anymore.
At all.
It's like, oh, now when did I actually get over that?
Yeah. That part.
It's like, when did I actually get over it? So as far as when you do find yourself in those places where you feel a little bit dark and alone, what are some of the things that you do to kind of inspire yourself?
Because sometimes it's hard to inspire myself, because it just gets hard. So, for the most part, I've been learning that I feel better in silence. Like if I'm around a lot of people, I feel better when there's no TV, no nothing, going on. Sometimes I'll come home, I won't turn the TV on, I'll just sit there, and I'm like, man, it's 2 hours, I had to turn the TV on. Sometimes I'm realizing that that's when I can have my time with myself, just stay quiet. Yeah.
You see her pointing, right? I will be in there.
Yeah, I have. I said, I intentionally tell people no. I'm going to tell people no because I'm just like a people pleaser. So I will. It's so easy for me to already have a jam-packed schedule, and then somebody
It's
call
a
me.
complete sentence.
Yes.
No.
And it does not need any explanation. It is a complete sentence all by itself.
Yeah. So I had to start saying no to people because I'm like, people say no to me all the time. But I'm not saying no to people. So I say no to people. And then I started making just doing something for myself. So I started off originally. I started getting massages once a month. I would do that. And then now I found my cocktail. I got like my favorite bar that I go to, and I'll just when I get off work, I'll have my favorite cocktail.
I saw that post the other day. Yeah.
So and now it's to the point where when I come in, they'll start just making it for me before I even order it. you know, and then I just have my one cocktail and I go home, and then I'm just like chill. I don't worry about other people. I just feel like I want to be around the intentional people.
Yeah. And you have a comment on here where Miss Shante, Miss Shanika Renee says, hello, lady.
Hey, Shanika.
And then Miss Shante Townsend, she says, hello, Queen. But then she said something, that I find to be basically quite accurate. It's crazy sometimes when you look up and realize that you have actually let go of some of the baggage that you were ready to release. Yeah. And then sometimes you release stuff that you didn't even realize you were holding.
Like my stuff is all. It's most of my things have been like family, because I'm the only child. So sometimes it's like just my family dynamic and stuff like that. And it's like I just have to be okay with things. This is just my family dynamic. It ain't gonna be what I want it to be all the time. It is what it is.
Yeah, even when you have siblings, it's not always what you want it to be, baby. So trust me, I was the only child for 11 years. Well, with my mother, I have older siblings, but in the house, so they would take it. And then, so it doesn't matter, siblings or no. You just when you have siblings, you just got somebody else to fight with. Yeah. That's all. That's all.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
You love them, but you just have somebody else to fight with. And so
they're gonna take away from your silence.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, and then you're gonna find yourself ready to snatch up somebody else when stuff is not going quite right in their life. And because that protective nature within us, you find yourself ready to snatch a knot in people. Yeah. And tell it, girl, people. You know what? So, but yeah, I am personally. Hold up, oh boy, it's like hold up now. I was unexpected, not a mistake. Look, I begged for you for 11 years, bruh. It's my brother. Look. Yes, you were unexpected, but I have asked for you for 11 years, and then they finally decided to act right. Our parents finally acted right after 11 years and gave him to me. You know, and I'm forever grateful. I am forever because he's given me my little ones through him.
Yeah.
So I'm forever grateful. But speaking of dealing with depression, my brother is a prime example of that. The anxiety because he deals with the PTSD from when he served in the military. So and I look at his life and I look at how he has managed to deal with so many of his triggers, I guess you could say. And he's taught me a lot of stuff about recognizing
Triggers, yeah. I
those
definitely
triggers.
had to recognize my triggers.
And my sister and my husband they've come to realize a lot of my triggers because her thing is, do you need someone? You don't need cocktail. My husband's thing is, have you taken your medicine today? And so when I get those questions from them, I know I have gone from like being like about a 5, 6 to a 12. So I was like, okay, let me wheel myself back in. But I've learned, for me, you were talking about quiet. I enjoy during that quiet time just being to meditate and think on everything but nothing.
Yeah.
And it seems to help. I don't listen to music. I don't. It's just like, and it helps me to become grounded. What about you?
Absolutely, because I feel like I realize that I have an ongoing to-do list. I say this all the time. I'm like, I don't know if anybody else has this, but I literally live with an ongoing to-do list all day long. So, with the kids, I gotta start dinner. I gotta approve this client that's just scheduled. I have to take down my daughter's hair. I gotta, whatever, just trying to remember everything that you got going on. So yeah, definitely that quiet time. Sometimes I literally will pray to myself and I'm like, Lord, please just turn it off. Just turn off my mind for a second so I can just, reset myself, and then I can like, okay, let me figure it out. Let me write this stuff down or let me figure. But yeah, definitely that ongoing to-do list.
Okay, one cardiac patient to another. Do you find that it affects you physically when you find yourself becoming anxious?
Oh, yeah. I will sometimes I cannot breathe. Literally, I had anxiety attack 2 days ago. But most of the time, I know that I can feel when I'm about to have an anxiety attack, and I usually know that I just need to talk. So I'll just, I got a couple of people that know me, and if I call them early in the morning, they'll pick up. They'll be, oh, Bree calling me, or if I'm calling late at night, oh, Bree is calling me, they're gonna pick up because they know that okay, sometimes I just need to I need to get the words out, or I need to say what's going on, because sometimes we just hold it all in, and it's just, so I just feel better. Oh, this is what's going on right now.
Miss Shantae said it. She was like self-care.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know what? People that know me in Mississippi, he should come on, are you D or Phyllis? You know what? That is my alter. They call me Phyllis when I go way over yonder. That's the name down home that was given to me, Phyllis. So yeah, that was the insider.
Another thing that not to cut you off, another thing that really kind of made me be a little bit more adamant about what I'm doing is because my son, he's 14 now, and I see so many of my personality in him with even anxiety. He's got anxiety. And I'm like, oh man, it's sometimes where I have to talk to him, based off of what I know, and I've been through. I'm like, and always, react like that. Sometimes you gotta pause. I find myself. So I felt like, man, how can I be talking to my son about, calm down, you can't do this when he sees me overreacting about things, or he sees me, So I had to be like, okay, let me take a pause, and I got to be a leader by example. And no matter how hard it's super hard sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But what I did was I apologize when I'm breaking up on the mistakes too,
That's
and it's
so
like, okay,
major.
sometimes I might I might have went too hard on you today, and I'm like, I came in with a bad attitude. I'm sorry. It had nothing to do with you. So sometimes when I recognize that, I said, okay, I gotta start being more triggered, not taking this stuff home, my kids, stuff like that. So
it's hard though too when you are an all encompassing, ongoing to do it, to turn your brain. Because you find yourself being overwhelmed because there is so much stuff to be done. And what I have started is I will find those things that are quick and easy that can be done like in 10, 15 minutes. And I will knock out those 10 to 15-minute items. And they may not be a big deal to anybody else, but because they were on my to-do list,
yeah,
it makes me feel accomplished because it's like, okay, that's a phone call. Okay, that's a text message, or okay, that's an order. Okay,
mm-hmm.
and it may have only taken 5 to 10 minutes, but it's no longer on the list.
Yeah. I say like I feel like I had something else that two things that helped me also is like I literally just like I said I have to be okay with things. Like when it comes with being a business owner, being a mom, being a boss, if you got a part-time job, I have to just be okay and I can't do everything by myself. And I just sometimes I'm just not going to be able to do everything. Because that was one thing that was stressing me out. It was like, oh man, I've been doing everything for so long. When I can't do everything, it's like, oh, now I'm so hard on myself. And now I'm doing so much. I can't do everything for myself. I have to start saying, can somebody help? I got to start asking for help.
Start looking at me.
And it's super hard. It's been super hard, even throughout the pageant. That's why when I say that this pageant has really helped me with a lot of things, it has forced me to ask for help because I had to reach out. I had to ask for sponsors. Hey, I had to ask for somebody to help me with to sponsor my makeup, to sponsor my hair, to sponsor, just hotel stay, anything because it's expensive. I can't do it all by myself. And even I originally started trying to, pick up more shifts and more jobs and bartend more.
Oh, you tried to put yourself in the hospital so you would miss the pay.
Exactly.
Oh,
so I was like,
doing.
you know what? I was getting so overwhelmed. I said, no, I'm gonna have to start asking for help. So I started doing that. And then another thing was I was started being okay with starting. Like I was starting to look at, especially because I'm, starting a business at 36. I was 36 when I started my business, and then facing younger entrepreneurs, stuff like that. So I had to be okay with starting over with just anything and stop looking at starting over like this. Mm-hmm. So I was every time I started over, I was literally looking like, oh, I failed at something. It was like, no, I'm not failing. I'm just taking a pause and I'm just reading.
Well, and the thing about that is, when you say you're failing, you're not failing, and when you say starting over, it's not like you're starting over, right? Because now you're starting, you're starting again, and it's not that you're starting over, you were restarting, and in restarting, you have gained knowledge, you have gained experience, what this, what happens here, what happens with this, and what happens with that, so to keep moving forward. So you're not starting over.
Yeah.
You're just restarting, and you're starting from a place of experience. Whereas before, you didn't have that knowledge.
Exactly.
So it's not. Don't look at it.
I'm tripping off the fact that she's talking about starting at 36. I'm sitting up there like, okay, I'm about to be years old. But you.
It was funny because for a second I was sitting back here.
Right.
And that tells you it's been a while because we both sitting there going.
36. Yeah, it's like Miss Tech. She said I suffered from panic attacks and therapy helped a lot. That is so key. Um, it says, I make sure my 15-year-old sees me meditating and saging and spending quiet time. So hopefully I'm an example to her for how to navigate stress. And then we have Miss Keisha on here. She's asking a question. She said, how do you ask for help when the response is you get it, that you get is that you can handle?
I swear, that's the big thing. Like, I swear, like so many people, it really can add to your anxiety when you're going through something and you feel like you can't do it, and then people are like, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, and it's like, how, how can I do this? It's like, and I sometimes I think it's because it maybe the wrong person might be saying it. You just, I don't know. I find myself like, okay, well, how can I do this? I don't have a support system. Well, I feel, at the time I might feel like I don't have a support system. I don't got nobody. I can, how can I do this? But
Well,
yeah,
it's hard. But what I've learned, and this is just like you talked about experience, sometimes we have to categorize our help
yeah, you're right.
because there are some people you cannot trust with your personal information,
Mhm.
but they are some of the best people in the world to talk to about business. There are some people who are on the same spiritual journey that you're on. So if you're a Buddhist, you're not going to go talk to somebody that's
An
Muslim
atheist.
or an atheist. Yeah. You're not going to go talk to them. So we have to have, and we have to know who to talk to about what.
Yeah, right.
But when it comes down to actually having that physical presence there when we meet, single mom, uh, it's hard when you have things going on with your children at school, but it's not like you can just drop everything and go running, even though you do. But then it's like, now I got to deal with the bull crap on the job because I'm dealing with something that is important and that pertains to the child that cracked my butt.
Yeah.
So y'all gonna have to get over it, and we'll just deal with what we got to deal with after the fact. But it's like to have that, like you were saying, that support system. So I know who I can, if I need to get a prayer through, oh, I know who I'm gonna hit. I need y'all to pray. Because when y'all prayers don't bounce off the ceiling and come back down. They actually make it beyond and things change. For those that I deal with business, it's like, look, I had to call on a business sister recently because I was catching 50 pounds of hell trying to get an application done for something. And I had gone through it, and I had become so frustrated and so aggravated that I was just about to say, you know what? Heck with it. And so it makes me think about how much further would we actually be if we hadn't given up?
Yeah.
How close are we to actually accomplishing
Our
that
goals.
feat by
That's
just
literally how I
simply
feel every time. It's like, you know what? I got this. I got this.
Miss Shantae is asking, Queen, did you have to come to a place to accept that sometimes you don't have all the answers and be okay with that?
Oh, absolutely. I've been okay with not knowing the answer, and then trusting the people, learning how to trust the people that have the answer. Because I was finding myself reaching out to people that I knew had the answer, and I still wouldn't trust them.
But see, when you've been disappointed so much, that becomes your immediate response.
Yeah, I definitely have done that, and that is hard too, because then it's like, oh, when you asking for help for people, it's like, oh, people are like, well, when you ask for help, you ain't doing what I'm telling you to do, it's like they're like, okay, but it's like, okay, now I know, now I see if I can trust you, let up.
'Cause, yeah, 'Cause, yeah, and that's all I'm gonna say. 'Cause, yeah,
And plus I feel like a few years ago, before it was more popular now for people to going through their healing journey. It wasn't really easy for people. It was like before I could post on social media, because it says what's on your mind. I would post on social media, and then somebody's like, don't do that, don't say that, don't put this on Facebook, don't
they
do
learned
this,
a long
and it's
time
like,
ago.
but now fast forward to 2021, it's like, oh, now everybody's like, you gotta be transparent, you gotta let people know that you're a real person, and now everybody's going through their healing journeys, and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, I was doing that before,
But
so.
I'm gonna tell you about that transparency. We have the show. We're as transparent as they come. But just because we're transparent, don't mean y'all know all my business.
And right.
I'm just saying, and that's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
We are very transparent with our health, with things that we encounter, with relationships, with friendships, with business. We are very transparent. But just because we are transparent, that don't mean that everybody knows all of our business.
Right.
And even when we are transparent, we still don't share everything, because there are some things that we may go into a little bit more detail with one-on-one with people, and I know you know about that as well, where you go one-on-one with people, so you're able to go a little bit deeper with what you say, because everybody can't handle everything that you say. And you're talking about how people, you say, well, don't put that on social media. Look, even back then, I was like, look, you can unfriend, unfollow, you can block, you can do whatever you want to. Shut the hell up. I'm going to say what I want to say. People used to have, honest to goodness, people used to contact my husband. They would contact my godparent. They would contact my pastor. And I'd be like, and all three of them would be like, what you want me to do about it? I was like, and so I will put on there. So for those of you that are running back to turn around, am I supposed to get a spanking? 9 times out of 10, they already know before you turn around and say something about it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna jump in. At 36, because like I said, I had to sit back and die. I had to sit and think. I was like, and I do remember I was so I'm an insomniac because my brain did. So when you were talking about, you just have to learn to shut your brain off. And I was just like, is there a switch? Like, I did the switch. I don't own the set switch, because I would wake up, like last week. I knew that we had this big project coming up this week. I woke up at 2 in the morning and could not sleep. I could not go back to sleep. I came home early that day and tried to take a nap. It didn't happen. Like, I could not go to sleep. And I think I finally fell asleep at probably like 11, 12 o'clock that night. And that was only after, I had to have a whole lot of help on that one. My brain would not, and it frequently does, it just will not shut off. But I remember at 36, 37, 35, and I remember, but I remember the, and I remember, and I'm gonna say this, I went to sleep, and I can't say that it was the day after my 40th birthday. I can't say it was the day before, but right there around my 40th birthday, I woke up that morning, it was just like, I don't give a about it.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I realized, and I had to come to myself, and within myself, and I was just like, you know what I need to do to take care of me, what I have to say, what I think, how I move, that's me. And at the end of the day, don't nobody else have to answer for that but me. So I'm gonna do what I feel is best for me. If you don't like it, you can unfriend me, you can turn your head, you want to read it. I'm gonna do what's best for me. Now I may fall down, I may bump my head, I may be like, ooh, I really shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
But that was a part of my growth and that was a part of my learning. But at that point in time, it was, this is me. This is my journey. This is my growth. This is me. And this is on me to do. But literally, it was, I was about 40. And because that's also, kind of like, it was kind of a turning point in my health even. Because I was so worried about everything. And, I was sick. I was really, really sick. And it was just, yeah, around 40, like I said, I just woke up one morning and was just like, I don't give. And literally, like, it was a whole audible, like, moment. Like, I woke up and I was just like, and I started thinking, I just started having all those thoughts of, what about this and what about that? And it was just like a whole little third person. I don't give it.
Yeah. Like, I am, this is me.
Yeah,
Like it or
this is
love
it.
it. Yeah.
This is it.
I feel like it's like I feel when I said that I'm peeling these layers to myself.
Yes.
It's like I'm unpeeling these layers and I'm getting to that point where I'm just like, you know what? This is just me. I've been through this. This is my past. And it just is what it is.
Yeah.
And this is my future. So
Mhm.
it's so funny and not to get out on a tangent, but I had last night I was in a group chat with some of the other pageant girls and we were talking about our what we were uh, what we were competing for, and there a lot of people were just like, I'm competing for myself, and I felt that. And then Miss Latoria, who's the director of the pageant, she reminded us about what the Queen Lotus really meant, which was about transforming yourself from like a pure place,
Mhm.
and I truly felt that, and that's really what this pageant has been for me. It really has been a transformation, let me bloom,
Right.
into this person that I really am. And another thing she said was not letting our roots keep us, keep us down,
Yeah.
and still blooming into these beautiful flowers. So I really felt like I'm truly going through this transformation within in the pageant. I was
Mhm.
full of fear. Now I'm standing in front of, now I'm going to be on the stage. I was, telling you that, I had my moment when I found that I was going to be, first on stage, but I was like, you know what? I had to think about it like this is everything that I took. This is the reason why I'm in the pageant,
Right.
because I wanted to be able to challenge myself. I wanted to be able to know that I could, beat this fear, and I feel like even once I get to the end of the pageant and, just finish it, like, that's just, I've already won. Just doing it
Right.
and completing it is like, I've already won doing it. And to me,
Well, you've got some questions on the board. Oh, go ahead.
What I was about to say was, being that you're saying that this is your platform, so what would you say to someone else who's dealing with anxiety?
um,
Why are you laughing at me?
That was part of what.
I can't read my phone. That's so okay. Y'all are gonna see me. Y'all might see me over here squinting. So I didn't want to just like pop up off the screen and run over there and get my glasses. I can't read my phone. I can see that y'all are talking, but I can't read it.
That's so funny because that was part of what Annette had asked. She was like, "Can you just talk more on where she discusses anxiety/depression as a spokesperson?
Oh.
What audiences she addresses and how is she received during these talks? And who has she touched, changed, and helped?" And then the last question was, has the pageant occurred already? For that one, next hashtag.
So more recently, I've been targeting women over 30. So I've been really using my platform. I'm finding that it's just women my age. It's just so many women my age that are just dealing with anxiety, and we just not talking about it, And we just need other people like myself to be like, girl, you're not the only one,
Yeah.
So I really just kind of just been using my social media, my events, just trying to speak more on it and not hold it. Not necessarily using this platform.
Right.
I'm using the pageant itself. The pageant itself was my way to showcase anxiety and depression because I never would have been in the pageant this far. I never would have ever thought that I would be in the pageant. So I specifically did this to challenge myself through my anxiety and through my depression. So I would say that I'm using you guys and your platform. I'm using the pageant and if I win Miss Essence World Elite, then I plan to continue to use my platform to reach other people that are also suffering from anxiety and depression. I plan on creating spaces and events and foundations for people that suffer from anxiety and depression, particular women over 30, even though I know it's so many other people, but that's my target audience.
So now what I'm going to say, one of the memories that I have when we talk about overcoming, and so I'm looking at you right now. Do you remember our first experience together?
Yes, at Will Mission.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember our first experience together?
Yes, definitely.
So meeting this beautiful young woman, and we were at a women's shelter, and we were as a part of True Black Girl Magic, Indiana chapter, and we were just doing stuff in the community, and we were having a spa day, and we were just working with the women in the shelter on just ways to take care of themselves, even though they were where they were, and it was a session on skincare. Yep. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she was just like, I'm not, no. So, licensed esthetician, which was why we were like, hey, Bree can be out front. She can talk to everybody.
Yeah,
I can do it. Yeah. And the time came, and she was like, no.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because I had went in there so confident that I could do it because I had lived in I had been in the care center for women and children. So it was like, yeah, heck yeah, I want to be there. I want to do this for them because I've been there. My mom, she had been a part of the program. I had lived there for 30 days in my younger days. My mom, she had been through the drug addiction program. I worked there. I've worked there twice through their winter contingency program. So I'm like, yeah, I know these people. Like, I'm like, I know them, And it was like, I don't know what to say. Yeah. I'm like, and it's like, and what's funny, I practiced. I had the night before, I had notes. I don't know if you remember, but I was like going through the pages, like, yeah, I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about this, and then like as soon as I got up there, I was like,
and what did we say to you?
That's that crippling anxiety. I'm telling you, cripples.
And what did we say to you?
I got this. You definitely. Yes, I definitely.
You are.
Yeah. So I was the expert. Yeah. And let me know
sat
if
there.
I could do it.
Yeah, we sat and we came together as our group.
Yeah.
Because we are.
Because I think I was crying.
Everything. As a very tight knit group, but especially I think with us is almost like the daggone mamas of the group. We were both in there with you. We were hugged up on you. Sugar came in there. She was like,
and then the rest of the sisters came in there.
Yeah, so then we were all in there together. We all loved up on you, and we let you know you got it.
Yeah, we went out there with you.
And I went out there
and killed it. Y'all don't even know. Like she went so far. She was telling us stuff we didn't know. It was like, no. Look at me and D looking at each other going, really? We need to go home. We might need to change up a few products or something. Something going on.
And then the ladies were asking questions, and she was zipping those
on it.
I'm super excited. I feel like that's exactly how it's going to be. Even with the pageant, I get myself been, fearful, and then it's like, as soon as I get out there, it's like, I know what I'm here for, so I'm super excited.
Because once you took never mind the fact that we were all over there. I mean, you talk about a group hug, like she was in the middle, was a whole bunch of us sitting there. We got you. We got you.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah, it was like 8 or 9 of us, and we're all sitting up there holding her. We're like, we got you, we got you, we got you. But when you took that deep breath, and you were like, I got it. So I need you to remember that when you're there on that, getting ready to go up on that stage.
Yeah, that group.
Remember that group hug and know that every single one of your sisters, we are right here with you.
Yeah.
And to see you now, and I think back to the woman that was there that night. Like when you talk about the transformation, you talk about what you have grown through this process.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, this is you coming full circle.
Yeah.
So to just know that you about to feel this, honey. And there's a reason you drew the person. There's a reason you drew the one. Okay? Because that was the number that was for you.
Mm-hmm.
It was the reason you drew
She's
the number
gonna
one.
set the stage. She's gonna set
Absolutely.
the tone. She's
For
setting the
everyone.
bar. Yeah.
You're going to set the bar. So, yeah, absolutely.
Set the bar. Yeah. So I'm excited, man. I'm stoked. So
Okay,
tell
what's
us when the
Anissa?
pageant is. Net said great mind key. Because you all were voting when you were
okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember my book.
Okay.
Like I can see my work phone because the print is really large.
Yeah, but I was gonna say to you, what is it that you would say to a young person, a young lady, if you were to come upon her and you would feel it with a major, like maybe a panic attack or anxiety attack, or you walked up on her and she was in that dark place? How would you? And I know every situation is different, but just in general, I'm the one in the midst, look, hiding behind a smile.
No, I get it. I feel like I find myself, I can kind of, you can kind of see when somebody else that's, is going through something, that they might not want to talk about, And so I might not just touch on, but it's like, you got it. I don't know what, like you said, like you tell me, I don't know, whatever you're going through, you can handle it. You can handle it. You got it.
And if you can't, you got the number.
And just keep going and keep going. And that's so crazy because to me, it's not always. My solution ain't always been like reaching out to people. Sometimes it makes it worse. Sometimes, like I call my dad. I can call my dad and he'll just say the wrong thing. It's like, man, I should have never called you.
Sometimes a good cry helps. Sometimes a good cry. For me, sometimes because we as women we tend to try to be so strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
And sometimes for me,
yeah,
that good old fashioned ugly cry. That not that okay, well, I'm gonna catch the corner of my eye. No, that
Thea tell us in a heartbeat. I don't cry cute, just leave me alone.
Hey, Kimberly.
Yeah.
Some. Hey,
I can see.
You know what?
I ain't been able to see nothing that was going on this whole show.
Now she said, for the people that you have reached out to, it's like, has your message been received by them well? Or the ones that you talked to?
Absolutely. I feel like I haven't had any negative feedback from people. I know that there will be people that will be silent, and won't say something, but there are people that, like I said before, there's people that reach out to me privately. It's not always people that are publicly clapping for me, and sometimes that, but it's the people that reach out to me privately and say, hey, Bree, I see you, or I know I see what you're doing. You're really impacting me. Or, hey, you make me want to do this when I see you do this. Because, and it's usually people that know me. A lot of people that don't know me and know where I come from, they may look at, my postings and say, okay, well, she's just trying to be popular, or she's just trying to whatever, but it's truly the impact for me. Right. So when I get the people that do reach out to me personally, it truly makes me keep going, because like I said, sometimes I feel like, what am I, like, am I doing this? Can I keep doing this? Because it's,
I'm going to tell you something. There are people that will never say a word, but they have followed your journey. And some of them are people that you probably feel don't care one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is they are rooting for you. They may never say it to you, but they may turn around and give you that one or two referrals for your business.
Mm-hmm.
That you may never know that they are, sending people in your direction, or at least, speaking you up, or talking positively
yes,
about
definitely.
you.
I
They will
definitely see
never.
more people
Yeah.
speaking my name in rooms that I never would see. So I've been so fortunate to be able to meet so many great entrepreneurs that way. Like Marky Wilder, Terry Crony, just a lot of people, and they just speak life into me. They definitely let me know that I can do it, and they keep my name in rooms. And they let me know that they believe in me.
Girl, because anytime I see anything talking about an esthetician, brows, lashes, makeup, it's like I'm look locks. Now that you do look, I'm like blended beauty.
Because look, she hit me up about a lot because I was just like, listen, I need help. That girl need help.
So it's just like this, but that's one, that's who we are. But then two, is because I know that you are top notch quality. Whatever you put your mind to, regardless of how you feel, I've seen you, regardless of look, sick, well, you don't let excuses stop you.
Yeah.
And that's the part about your journey that I want to tell you that it does not go unknown.
That really does mean a lot to me, especially because, like you said, that I'm like I said, I had just felt like, okay, like yesterday when I pulled number one, I was like, oh, I'm done. Take me out the pageant now. Like I ain't doing this, and then I had to be like, you know what, I got this. I had to read, and like I said, I had to be like, God didn't put more on me than I could bear, and that made when I got that one, that made me realize that I was doing it. What I was doing was for the right. I'm in the right path.
And then y'all should just jump on here, sis. Can you style my lock?
Period.
Yeah, and she's got some beautiful ones.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
About 400 of them up down her head. Sister, ooh, they are so pretty and long. But, we digress. But yeah, I wanted to tell you that publicly that, I've seen not just the growth from, because, you're doing stuff, but there's a different, you have a different gait about you. You have a different energy about you. You have a you exude you're not cowering anymore. You stand when you stand both. Your knees might be knocking like the little cartoon, but when you stand, we don't see your knees knocking. We see that straight back.
Absolutely.
We see that beautiful smile. We see that strength. And as a woman that deals with anxiety and depression, on a medical level, not just because I'm in my feelings, it means a lot to see our fellow sisters when they are able to get beyond, or they continue to live beyond their anxiety, when they continue to live beyond their fears. Because there's some things in my life right now that I'm just terrified to step out on. And I look at you, I look at others, and one of the things that you have taught me is know your value.
Mm.
Keith preaches that song to me all the time. But when I see my sister, when I see my brother that have dealt with a lot of the same things that I've dealt with, and then I preach to you, no, look, because your time is valuable. And da 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 da. Look, you remember them sermons even in the midst of right after COVID, and I was crazy in the head and couldn't remember crap. But it was like I remember saying that to you. Know your value. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, I definitely remember you telling me that.
Because what you bring is beyond the scope of anything either one of us saw at that point in time.
What I said, it's just your business.
Yes.
So I'm going to tell you from the woman that that helped me with the vow renewal. It was there. Yeah, that whole thing was a mess. It was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work.
She said,
Yay,
free, come through lashes.
Yeah, come through lashes, yeah. But I'm going to say, just so I'm looking at you.
Not just her crown,
Not just
but
her
her crown.
That would be proud.
But just your overall confidence. And I'm about to age myself for just a second. I remember.
Ooh, Mark,
Man.
No, those are Virginia Slim cigarettes, honey. I remember. I remember too. But when I say that I'm looking at you and I'm just beautiful and you're truly beautiful. And I think that it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
On
With
your,
that
on
really
your
means a
growth.
lot.
On your growth.
things
Absolutely.
is right.
Yeah.
Things
Because again, you're not starting with experience.
I just can't wait till she come through with that sass. You know what I'm saying? When she come through with that
And that dress.
sass, I'm just waiting on that
tell-
sass. Go ahead, talk to
Can I
them.
tell? Okay, so
Tell them whatever you need
before
to.
I know we might be finishing up, so I do want to let you guys know that anybody that wants to support, you guys can follow the Miss Essence World Elite page on Facebook or Instagram. We will all love to have your support right now. It could be in any way. We all need just some encouraging words right now to let us know that we all can do it. Right now, you guys can also support me by voting me as People's Queen. You can visit Miss Essence World Elite .us. Again, that's www.missessenceworldelite.us. And it is $1 per vote. And feel free to support me by voting me as the People's Queen. And
Plug your businesses. Thank you very much.
oh, absolutely. I was trying to, make this about the passion, but absolutely. So my business is Blended Beauty Total Skincare. My website is www.blendedbeautytotalskincare.com, and you can find me on Facebook or Instagram at Blended Beauty Total Skincare.
All of that.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Siri
brought it up.
That's crazy. Scary, right?
She just knows it. Siri.
Look, and when I say it brought up the actual website, it brought up Facebook, it brought up IG, it brought up Pageant Planet, YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Pageant
I'm
Planet,
like,
yep.
listen, wait a minute. It brought up something called What's Good Weekly, and it's all about the Miss Essence World Elite.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes, I'm super excited. It's the new pageant system for our city. So, I definitely encourage anybody. So I definitely want to encourage anybody that might be interested in pageantry or just, just trying to step out and do something out of your comfort zone. Like I had told these ladies, I'm doing comedy as my talent. So, I'm definitely going outside of the box. So definitely just, yep.
I'm looking forward to that. Because you are naturally. Girl, look, you forget.
Look,
You
we've been there.
forget. Yes. So it's just one of those where, I appreciate you. I appreciate
Thank you. I thank y'all for having me and letting me use your platform to promote and share my platform with your viewers.
Well, it's for me. It's more the message. Your message needed to be your story. I know we all kind of talk, but as the old spiritual gospel song says, if I can help somebody along the way, then my living has not been. And that is who you are at the core of your being. And I want to applaud for being who you are.
Lady, you have blown. You are absolutely great. I want you to know that you support, that we are here. And if you don't get somebody, you can call us. And if we got to go kidnap some folk and shove them up in the back of the truck, you better believe.
You getting that crown.
Yeah, two black girl magic will be in the house. Listen. If we gonna have to strong arm y'all, we gonna have to strong arm y'all, but this is what we here ready to do. But yeah, so I'm just, I understand. Deal with anxiety and depression. I think it's wonderful that you have taken this opportunity to not only bring awareness, but as you stand and be encouraged. And I'm just so
And I thank y'all.
Okay, is there any final words that you have for our listening audience and our viewers?
But I would say, I would just say keep going. I would say stay the course. Whatever anybody, if somebody is on here that is dealing with anxiety and depression, stay the course. Like Miss C said, prioritize the people. Prioritize your support system, because most times this is my support system before even my family. So definitely know who your support system is. Ask for help. Don't be scared to ask for help. And just keep going and keep pushing. Don't and just know that you're not alone. And keep going. It's true. It's truly it's to keep going for me.
Right. Well, next week we are going to be dealing with getting fat on Thursday. Because next week is the holiday. But what I'm going to do is I want to do a couple of quick plugs for a couple of businesses. One, we want to say, just in case we don't come on the air, we want to say happy anniversary to Annette Harris and Mind, Body, and Soul with Get Caught in a Net.
Absolutely.
Celebrating 8 years.
Wow.
Celebrating 8 years. We'll be there one day. So congratulations on that. She will be having an amazing anniversary session on next Wednesday. She'll be having her monthly health segment a week early, which will be tomorrow at 12 noon. So you can just go to Annette, Get Caught in Annette Harris, and you'll be able to watch that. But I want to also plug my girlfriend's closet. She is having, that company is actually having a 50% off website sale on Wednesday, the 24th, which is her 50th birthday.
Oh, that's amazing.
And as to celebrate, she is giving 50% off of everything on the website.
gonna be there.
50%
I
off.
know
Now
it's
these
better.
are authentic, verifiable by ID, name brand
Handbags,
purses and
right.
bags and totes and things of that nature. So they are verifiably authentic.
Like, let me tell you, I got a beautiful gray purse from them.
Right.
Um,
And then they're doing a $30 wallet and wristlet sale on that Friday for the after Thanksgiving sale.
listen, she's trying to get all of it. It's okay though. So yeah, so there are two things that I want to say. Michelangelo's candles. We are having a candle event here at the house on Saturday. On Saturday?
Mhm.
It's on Saturday. Listen, you see, I have to check with her because I'll be like, I don't know what day. I don't even know what today is. So we're having a candle event here at the house with Michelangelo's candles, and if you would like to book him for having your own candle event, just know that his information will, he is tied to our page, as always, but you can always go to his website and his Facebook page to just reach out. When I say that they are a phenomenal company. They are cocoa soy candles. They have some amazing scents. I think just about every candle in this house at this point in time, including the one that's burning right now, is one of his. They're amazing scents, amazing candles. They last for forever. And just an amazing company. And then I have a very, very personal shout. I'm gonna put a post up about it, and I probably get fussed at by the end of the day, but she'll be all right. So this upcoming week on Friday, my parents will be celebrating 50
Something.
53. 53. Look at him. Yeah. Look, I was trying to do the math. You weren't supposed to catch that. They'll be celebrating 53 years of marriage. They've been together for 55 years, been married for 53. And that is going to be this Friday. So I'm going to put up a post. Like I said, I'm sure by Friday afternoon, my mother will be fussing at me about putting her business out there, but that's okay. So they're going to be celebrating 53 years of marriage. So, just shout out and just send love, but that is, those are the people that they will be with them next week. Mm-hmm. But on Friday, like I said, 53 years. So Michelangelo's candles, total beauty.
Well, but you know what?
Total skin.
But she does it, honey, because she got the whole setup.
Well, look, she already said she was going to do my hair.
Well, you can go sweat it out and all of that. She got all of that over there. Well, you can go get the chair and sweat and all of that. Yeah. She got all that going on.
Listen, if I ever just disappear, is my honey dog watching? I don't know. But if I ever just disappear for a whole day, just know Bree got my whole check, and I'm with Bree. Just don't worry about it. Yeah.
That says happy anniversary to your parents.
Oh, thank you. Happy anniversary to you, Miss Ma'am. And we were there. Was it her third anniversary we were there for? Guys, it's been that long. It's been. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
COVID.
Yeah, really, because everything has like, it just seems like it's gone into hyperspeed.
Yeah, we started right after we went up there.
Right. So it seems like everything has gone into hyperspeed, but then COVID just kind of like messed with the timeline for everything. So I thought about it, and we were like, oh yeah, we'll be celebrating, our third anniversary. No, we were saying we're going to celebrate our fourth. Mm-hmm. We've been doing this for 4 years, not 3. Uh-huh. Yeah. 3 was during COVID. Uh-huh. She's like, uh-huh. So,
I missed that whole section because I was,
To one of your viewers, whoever may be giving
let me get on here and start talking.
I was saying,
no, I'm just kidding.
I'll be happy to donate a facial to all of you.
look like you got a road trip.
Right. Let's go.
Because she's definitely
Been on
there.
there,
Yeah, she's so look, road trip
She's out of
next.
town.
Yeah, she's in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in Chicago. Oh, that's all right. She'll come down here and see me.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
She's like, that's all right. All three of you came up. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I just want to say thank you, everybody. It has been a really great show. I'm so glad, to have you not just with us, but here in our home with us.
Yes.
And, just live and in person in color, because it's been a minute since I personally have seen you.
Clear, and to be able to touch you guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I said, just feeling your energy and sharing your energy, but just just the, as you said, the blossom, to just be able to see that firsthand. So I'm so happy. So, and I was happy I was able to go get my glasses so I could actually read and see what's going on.
Right. Well, thank you all for joining us and sticking and staying. And once again, I want to thank Miss Bree for coming to share her story. Coming to share her story and share and encourage all of us with, when we're dealing with anxiety and when we're dealing and facing depression. We want to thank you for coming to do that, because there were some things you said today that I needed to. Some things I needed to say. So I appreciate it. So there were some things that I needed to hear, so I appreciate that. And for those of you that are gonna be, that are here and that are further north, be careful, because they have been talking flurries in different parts of the Midwest. So if you do encounter any of that stuff, get out there. If you have to get out there, be careful. Please, just be careful. If not for us, but for the ones that that love you. So until next time, thank you for coming on this thing called life. Be blessed. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
And